morning and welcome to our Mostly Carnivore Transformation Day 8. I can't believe it's been a week. It's gone really, really fast and I feel that it's gone pretty well as well. So today I woke up at 6 a.m. spontaneously. My energy was 8 out of 10. My mood was 8 out of 10. My motivation is 9 out of 10 and my sleep quality was 7 out of 10. I did have a little bit of trouble going to sleep last night. I tossed and turned a bit and I did get up a couple of times during the night. But apart from that, I slept pretty well. I am happy with the way my sleep is going lately and feel so much better for it as well. So when I got up at 6, I just started working. Now, I probably haven't mentioned before that I do work for myself and apart from appointments, I can set my own hours pretty much. So I tend to do most of my work in the morning and then I'm a little bit sporadic in the afternoons. So it just depends on how my energy is. But lately it's been pretty good, so I can pretty much work through. Adam tells me that he went to bed at 11:30 last night, which is quite early for him. He woke up about 9 this morning. He said his energy is 8 out of 10. His mood is 7 out of 10. Motivation is 5.5 out of 10. Sleep quality is 7 out of 10. And his blood sugar level was 6. We finally got the correct batteries for the glucometer. So it's all working well again. Hooray. So I'm pretty happy to report that most of my measurements and my weight have improved. So with my weight, I lost 2 kilos. My chest is 2 centimetres smaller. My waist is 1.5 centimetres smaller. My hips are 2 centimetres smaller. My right arm was 0.5 centimetres smaller. My right leg, I may have measured in the wrong place, but that's what I got. There was 0 change there. My neck was 1 centimetre smaller and my visceral fat was 0.5 of a centimetre lower. So I'm really happy with those results, considering that I came off a 60-hour water fast where I had an empty belly anyway, and I had shed a lot of water during that time. I think it's pretty safe to say that, yeah, maybe I'm still losing water, but it may also be some fat as well. I've put this photo of my nails in to remind myself about my nail growth. So it seems to have slowed down. Normally I get my nails painted every 2 weeks, and this is almost 3 weeks. It'll be 3 weeks tomorrow. And this is the stage that I'd normally get them done. So on one hand, it's really good because I'm not paying to go every 2 weeks. I'm paying to go every 3 weeks. But I kind of wonder why it's happening. And it may be a leftover from the water fast that I was doing for the last 3 weeks. I was doing up to 3 days once a week of water fast. So it may be from that I've slowed down my metabolism doing that. I'm not too sure whether it's got anything to do with the carnivore diet. We will see as time goes on. The other thing I've noticed is that when my salicylates are high, I get a lot of hair loss. So my hairbrush will collect a lot of hair and I'm picking hair off my clothes as well. But this past week, I've noticed hardly any at all. So that's a real improvement. I'm really happy with that. I do get dry skin, and I have done for 3 to 4 years. Sometimes it's quite scaly as well, or it's incredibly dry that no matter what I put on it, even deeply nourishing creams, it won't improve very much. This week it's fluctuated. So some days it was really smooth and lovely, and other days it wasn't. So I probably need to try and correlate my water intake and my fat intake with those days and just see which days are better. And hopefully over time this improves anyway. And today I've noticed that some of my newer lesions that I've had have become itchy. So I talked about those probably in the first video. And I've developed lesions over my body and I've had a few that have become itchy and they're just flaking off. So these are more the newer ones that have developed probably in the last 6 months. And yeah, they're starting to fall off, which is amazing. And lastly, my ankle is about 30% better than it was before I started carnivore. So it just shows that all the inflammation that I had in my body was blocking the healing of my ankle. And even though it does get sore every now and again, it recovers really, really quickly. So I'm really happy about that. Adam's results have surprised the pair of us. He actually lost weight too. So this is with him not doing fully carnivore, and also with him putting some refined carbs in there as well. I'm quite surprised. He was too, I think. His weight went down by 2 kilos, his chest by half a centimetre, his waist by 1.5 centimetres, his hips by half a centimetre, his right arm by half a centimetre, his right leg by 1 centimetre, his neck didn't change, and his visceral fat went down by 1 centimetre too. So surprising all around. He's a little bit more motivated. He tells me now that he can see that things are working. The aim of the game here wasn't for him to lose too much weight, but sometimes I guess you have to have a loss to build up good tissue, and hopefully that's what's happening here. I started to get hungry at about 9 o'clock. I'd been working solidly from 6 till 9, so I decided to have something to eat about an hour and a half earlier than I normally do. So I guess my body clock is readjusting itself there. I had pretty much the same meal that I had last week for my first meal, which was bacon, eggs, and halloumi. I did have some more diarrhea after this, and I am beginning to think that maybe it's runny egg yolks, because I don't seem to have problems when I'm eating most meals, and I don't seem to have problems when I'm eating boiled eggs. So maybe I just need to have another crack at that, no pun intended, and just see if I can work out what's going on there. Adam wasn't hungry. He'd only just got up, and so he didn't have anything. At about 12 o'clock today, we went off to the beach. I'm sorry for the footage here. I thought I was taking a photo and I was actually recording. And you can actually see me putting my phone down and into my bag. So it's a really short video. You can see in the distance there's a point. Adam and I walked to that point and back again. It took us about 3/4 of an hour. It was about 25 degrees out. It was just beautiful, beautiful day. Now, we're so close to winter here that it's quite amazing. It was that warm and that nice. I was surprised at my ankle. It was actually not too bad considering I was walking on unstable ground. When I did a similar walk a couple of weeks ago, my ankle was killing me afterwards. Now it's just a little twingy. It's okay. On the way back from the beach, we stopped at the supermarket to get some meat. Now, I did spy the oranges and I really, really wanted to eat an orange. I was thirsty at the time, so perhaps that's part of the reason. And I took a vitamin C when I got home as well. I used to eat a lot of oranges as a kid. I just wanted oranges constantly. My mum ate a lot of oranges when she was pregnant with me. She had cravings for oranges, and I loved oranges. But citrus does set me off, particularly with salicylates, and I try to avoid them these days, but I really, really wanted one. Isn't that interesting? Nothing else appealed to me apart from the meat, so I found that quite fascinating. We cooked up some pork ribs when we got home in the air fryer. They didn't take long at all. This was the first batch. We did do 2 batches. Our air fryer isn't huge, so we had double this each. And this is really interesting. Neither of us were that hungry when we started eating, and that's why we put off lunch so late. Adam hadn't eaten anything prior to this, and I was still full up from the bacon and eggs that I'd had earlier. And we just kind of ate because we didn't want to leave dinner too late tonight. So that's why it's so late in the day. Once I started eating, I was hungry, but prior to that, I didn't have much of an appetite. At about 7 o'clock, my appetite started to return. So Adam made some of these beef mince rissoles. He put crumbled feta in it with some salt and fried them in pork fat. And they were really nice with some creme fraiche on top that was cold. And I wanted to do this so that it retains its probiotic values. And we ate those. I was really full up after this, so I was pretty happy. So we're both really happy with the way today went. We're both very happy with our results from the last week with our weights and measurements. And if you notice that Adam isn't adding vegetables to his meals today, it's because he's a bit more motivated by the results from last week. I kind of feel that because he felt lousy with his energy and his mood and everything because of the detox symptoms he was having, he really didn't like what he was doing, but this has really motivated him, so that's wonderful. I hope you liked the video we posted today, and we will see you tomorrow.